you mind just tilting the microphones down a little bit? Get right in your face.
Good afternoon. My name is Margaret McKinnon, and I am the Human Resources Manager here at the Mashkode Center. On behalf of our team, I welcome each of you to the gathering place for truth and reconciliation, and thank you for joining us today for this important moment. I would like to offer a special thank you to Winnipeg Police Service, the RCMP for their continued support, hard work, and dedication to this effort. Your commitment to working in partnership with our community means so much. It is now my honor to invite Grandmother Thelma Morisel Denema to lead us in an opening prayer and to speak to the name gifted in a beautiful ceremony last evening.
Oh, so much liquids here. Grabbed the wrong bottle. I've asked Mr. and Mrs. Shingoose to stand up here with me. Before I talk about the name that we prayed about last evening, I want to introduce Teresa Shingoose and Albert Shingoose. They are the parents of who we now know as Ashlee Shingoose. So I'll offer Semana. I'll offer a prayer just to open this event. I want to say Miigwech for this opportunity to be here today and to speak about what we're going to talk about in a few minutes. I want to again say Miigwech to the elders who stand here with me. I say Miigwech and thank you for being good enough to come up here with me, because it's not easy standing here with lights on you and talking about things that are really spiritual. That is not how I was raised. That is not how my teachers taught me. But I know that things change, and so I will ask that Spirit, that one that does all the correcting when we do things, that to forgive me for if I make anything, if I say anything wrong or do anything wrong. I would ask that be cared for before it reaches that level of the spirit realm. Nin bitwewe benezi kendigo kaye wawate gabwe kendigo makwadu dem nigabe mede on a koyen now. You want to come up here, my girl? You want to come stand with Coco? Come stand here. This is their granddaughter. I want to I just want to talk for just a little bit and say Miigwech for this tobacco that has been offered. I want to say Miigwech for this most beautiful, beautiful sacred day. This day where that grandfather, the Medegizes that travels the daytime, looking after all of creation and understanding that that grandmother that travels the nighttime, we call her Nibagizes Nokomes. That together we know that the flow of life will continue as they continue to do their work. And just having gratitude, every day we get up, and perhaps as human beings we never think about, we get up and we can witness the beauty of creation, and we never think about who is responsible for that. And we know that in the sky, in the spirit realm, there are spirits working each and every day, every night, 24 hours as we understand it. to ensure life will continue. And so we never want to take it for granted. So we always want to have gratitude and say miigwech for that. I also want to think about the waters and this creation, the waters that flow from that third level of the sky realm, what we call Medewabo, and also having gratitude for that. Because today we got up and maybe we made our coffee, this water that we used. And maybe before we had our coffee, we took a drink of that sacred Medewabo, and just wanting to just be so grateful and gratitude, letting the Spirit know we don't take anything for granted, because we want life to continue. We want life to always flow, not only in human life, but all of creation. We want that to continue, and so we are grateful. I want to give thanks for the children who are present, and always remembering that they are gifts from the Creator, and that we honor them and we respect them, and we have much love for them. I am grateful to everyone who is here. I say Kachimi Grudge. And I ask in a good way that we come together in a gentle, kind, and respectful way, honoring each other and being good to one another, and always remembering the teachings of the grandfathers of that kindness and love and respect, strength. And maybe that we might also have a little bit of wisdom so that we could speak the truth of what it is we want to talk about. So in that way, I open this up and say, Joem Nishnam Gijanmanado, Joem Nishnam Gijanmanado, Joem Nishnam Gijanmanado, Joem Nishnam Gijanmanado. Miigwech, Nikanagana, Miigwech. So, we are here today as a kind of like a celebration, but also it's a time of sadness as well. But there is joy also in that sadness, because we have been able to take care of some really important matters for our relatives, those ones that have passed on into the spirit world. And before I talk about the ceremony we did last night, I want to talk a little bit about what we did for Ashlee Ba, who this memorial table you see here is our beautiful memorial table that travels with us wherever we go. And we believe and we pray and we ask the grandmothers and grandfathers to guide us as we do this work, and that we know the spirit of those ones that sit there also guide us, that they're forever guiding how we do things, how we walk and what we do, what we say, our words that we use. And so that's the same thing we ask for today. When their daughter went missing, no one had come forward, but the Shingoose will tell you they knew instinctively it was their daughter. But she was known for many months as the unidentified female, or Jane Doe. And you know, in our culture and the way that we have been raised by the old people, is that we all carry a name. All of us, as if you're an Indigenous person, you have a spirit name out there. Because the old people tell us that it's when we are born, that name comes with us. But that name stays in the spirit realm until such time as someone brings it to us and say, this is your name. Or until you go looking for it. Just like I did. I went looking for mine. Bitwewe Benezik. Connected to the thunders. That is my name. That's who I am. That is my foundation for how I walk in creation. So when she did not have a name, our community collectively talked about that. And collectively we said, that can't continue. Because she is loved, she is valued, she was someone's daughter, she was someone's sister. So we said, why don't we call her Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe? Because there was a grandmother almost 30 years ago had gone fasting in the bush. And during that fast, she was visited by a buffalo spirit. And that buffalo spirit gave her lots of teachings about women, about our people. And one of the things she said to her, I can see on creation, I can see my daughters, my relatives, my sisters, my granddaughters. As they walk, they look sad, and they are walking with their head down. So I want to give them a gift so that they could rise up, so they could pull their head up, so they could walk in this creation with their head up and know how beautiful they are as Anishinaabe. And so I'm going to give you my name. And that name can go to absolutely every Anishinaabe in this creation. They can walk with my name. And that is Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe. And so we had a ceremony, and we named who we now know as Ashlee. We named her Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe. And your daughter has walked with that name since that time. And your daughter, who is now known in the English way as Ashlee Ba, can continue to carry that name, Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe. It is a forever name that she will walk with in the spirit realm, forever. And her relatives in the spirit realm also know her as that way as well. Not only as Ashlee, but as Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe. So I thought it was extremely important because it was the first time with this family that we used that name. It was, I thought, critically important that they came to hear this. I wanted them to know that another one, our sister here, who is unidentified, also needed a name. And because the generosity and the love of that buffalo spirit, there's so many teachings about the buffalo that you can't even begin to tell it in one setting. But she is strong, she's got powerful shoulders, walks strong upon creation, has provided for our communities for generations. Every part of her has been used to the benefit of humans, of the many tribes who utilize her. And even to this day, she has seen as that one that provides. And so we felt that passing the name on to this beautiful sister would be very appropriate. And so we did pipe last night. We lifted the pipe at the request of missing persons, and I was presented with tobacco, and I filled my pipe. We talked about what we were going to do. We talked about the story, about where that name came from. We honored Noje Kweba, who was that grandmother that went fasting. You always have to remember where the source comes from. And the source is Noje Kweba. Mary Roberts Ba from Rosa River was the one that went fasting. So if ever you want to talk about this story, this teaching, you always have to remember her, to honor her. That is where that came from. So over 30 years ago, that ceremony has come forward to this time and is helping our relatives. And I can't think of anything more powerful or more beautiful than to be able to repeat her name again and again to all of the women who may need to walk with her name. So we named her Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe, into the spirit world, to the earth, and all the 4 directions, the sacred directions. We named her. And we asked the spirit, as pitiful as we are, to please accept that that is how she is to be known and talked about. Now when people talk about her, it's not Buffalo Woman, it's Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe, so we need to learn her name. Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe is her name. Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe is her name. Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe is her name. Aja? Yeah. So that's what we did last night. And when I talked to Therese about what we were doing, she was so happy. She was so happy that someone else was also getting that name. And she wanted to be here. And Albert wanted to be here. And I don't know if you want to say anything, if you want to say a few words, either one of you, you are welcome to say a few words.
Okay.
Preacher.
Good afternoon, everyone, brothers, sisters. It's nice to be here to participate in Sister Thelma to name our lost loved one. That they gave her that name. It's very good. Now she could watch over us, take care of us, give us that strength. Now she could watch over my family, keep our heads up, to lift us up. It's very nice. I'm very happy that Thelma had invited us here. I want to say something. Yesterday was very overwhelming, very hard, we had a lot of supporters about my lost loved one. But we found her. We are very thankful for everyone that was there for us, that gave us that support, to keep our heads up and to be strong. You know, yesterday, my family and I, we had received Ashlee's coat. That was that's one step ahead to give us that strength to carry on. Even though when we cry, the tears is just a happiness for me that we are going to bring Ashlee home. We had a whole bunch of impact. It was through my community, St. Teresa Point. The whole community has talking to us, telling us, asking us when we're going home. We told them after court on Friday or Saturday morning, we'll be going back to St. Trace with Ashlee Shingoose. We are like my family and I, we're going to keep on helping Thelma. We're going to keep on helping the Morgan Warriors. We're going to keep on helping who that person needs that help. To look for their loved ones, to find their loved ones, to have the closure for them. They need their closure like we do. It was very hard, and I know it's going to be harder tomorrow, but we have to be strong, and we're going to be talking. I had somebody out there on the drums to be singing and do the smudging. And that's where I'll get my strength with my family. Thank you.
Thank you. Teresa?
I'm just wanting to say hello, my friends, my family. My name is Bizhiki'ikwe. I am very, we're on a healing journey right now. A start. And I am happy, sad, that we can take things one day at a time. Mm-hmm. And I'm very happy that I got all the support yesterday when they gave us that jacket. Mm-hmm. And this is what I mean, this is one step of to go in that healing journey. Mm-hmm. And I want to say thank you to Thelma. She's like a sister to me. And we are thankful every day of the things that are coming, but we have to meet this. I know finding it so hard and hurting, but we must go on. To have that hope is another thing that my supporters gave me. And all the supporters that, even now today, I want to thank everybody. Thank you very much.
Miigwech.
Miigwech grandmother Denema and Mr. and Mrs. Shingoose for being here today, and knowing that you are supported by many others, and we appreciate that, that you are walking this journey, and know that, we'll always be here for you. I'm going to be sharing MC duties. I think most of them will be given to Toby. So we have been on an adventure, I guess, for many months with our partners in law enforcement from the Missing Persons Unit and the RCMP and Winnipeg Police Service, Treaty 3 Police Service, and we were concerned that Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe had to have her family and bring closure to some family members. So we worked together with our partners to, Toby will talk about this a bit more, but to try to find a family. And once the Ashlee had been identified, we recognized that we had a very strong partnership, and we wanted to continue to find ways that we could work together and be able to support one another in doing this work. Which brings us to today, and Grandmother Denema spoke about the naming ceremony, which is really important and critical in doing this work. So before we get into a bit more of that collaboration, I'd like to introduce Sergeant Ashlee Hartle with the Missing Persons Unit of Winnipeg Police Service, and and Samantha Trudeau, who's the family support worker for the unit, to come forward.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having us here today. It's an honor to stand alongside community members and leaders who have gathered to make sure Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe is remembered, respected, and hopefully recognized. On August 10th, 2024, members of the Winnipeg Police Service were called to the Manwin Hotel where a woman had been located deceased. Although foul play was not suspected, no one present knew who she was or where she had come from. Since that day, investigators have been working to identify her, and we continue to search for answers. This is not a criminal investigation. Rather, we're assisting the Chief Medical Examiner's Office in working in partnership with community, hoping that together we can connect this woman with her loved ones. An updated sketch here is being circulated with additional details that we all hope will be recognized by someone who knew her. These updates include small tattoos on her right wrist and hand, as well as a metal plate on her left clavicle from a broken collarbone, which would have been visible through her skin. If you have any information that could assist investigators, please contact the Missing Persons Unit, Crime Stoppers, or our community partners. Thank you.
So I will be taking over MC duties because I am a little bit more well than my colleague today. Sandra's also asked me to speak briefly about some of the work that we did. So I sit as a member of Giganwe Nimananig from my role at Silo Mission. And as a part of that work, I was asked to chair a subcommittee working on specifically at that time looking for Ashlee. How could we use our role in the community to find her and to work alongside our police colleagues to encourage our community to come forward and encourage more folks to be talking about it and looking at it. And also as a part of our committee, was a part of the conversation in gifting that name to Ashlee, and now the name that she shares with this woman here. And I think a little bit easier in our position as community workers and community organizations, something that we called for when we were looking for Ashlee was, we are looking for her family, and in the interim, will you take on the responsibility of being her relative? And I think the same thing for today. We are calling for folks to take on the responsibility of being this woman's relative. Please think about her, please talk about her, please pray for her, and please help us find her family. So I went on this adventure talking about DNA, learning about DNA. I'm a social worker, not a scientist. People said words to me that I don't know what they mean. I Googled them and I still don't know what they mean. But in working closely with our police partners, once we found Ashlee and were able to reconnect her with her family, the Shingooses, what can we do now? And our police partners brought forward this matter and asked, can we work together to try to reconnect this woman with her family, because we believe she deserves to go home also. And here we are today calling on our community again to look for this woman, to talk about this woman, and to pray for this woman, and hopefully to help us find her name and her family again. So I'm mostly just happy to be here with these folks, and again, to learn the things that I've learned over the time, and hopefully to bring some peace to my community as well. So I've also called, as a part of doing this, we wanted to call on our community partners and relatives to speak to their community specifically and some of the programming that they have available for our relatives, because we know that sometimes calling the police is not comfortable when you're an Indigenous person. So is there places that you can call that are more relevant to you and speak to and provide the supports that you need. So we're going to invite some of those folks to speak today. So first we have from Southern Chiefs Organization, Grand Chief Jerry Daniels is going to bring remarks from SCO today.
Bonjour, hello, my relatives. I want to start by just thanking our Creator for another day. My name is Jerry Daniels, and I'm the Grand Chief for the Southern Chiefs Organization, representing 32 First Nations in Southern Manitoba, and I stand here with urgency and a great deal of responsibility. Long Plain First Nation is where I'm from, and is a community not far from here. It is Dakota and Anishinaabe peoples from our community. I want to thank Gage Nawe Nimananing and the Winnipeg Police Service for standing with us here today as partners in this very urgent work that we're all a part of. Also want to thank everyone who's gathered here for your continued commitment to addressing the tragedy of missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and two-spirited people. We are here today because another Indigenous woman has been found. And we do not yet know who she is, or if she is from one of our First Nations communities. This is one of the far too many tragedies reminding us that the safety of our women, girls, and two-spirit LGBTQ+ relatives must remain a national priority. We are asking all of our Southern First Nations to look closely at the description that you're hearing and seeing. Look closely and consider anyone who might match that description. We need your help. If you know something, anything, do not be silent. Your voice could bring another one of our relatives, one of our sisters, one of our mothers, one of our people home. Our communities are strong, and it is in moments like these that we need to stand together. Every single one of us has to help and be a part of the solution. Whether it's through spreading the word, keeping an eye out, sharing information, we have a role to play. Too many of our loved ones have been taken, and we cannot allow this to continue. Our women deserve to be identified, and in this case, it must happen. And her family deserves closure. For those who may need support, I remind you to please reach out to our team at Southern Chiefs Organization's MMIWG 2+ team, and we are here for you. We offer a wide range of services, from connecting to the police to providing community support. Our team is here to ensure that you have the emotional, legal, and practical support. If you or someone you know is struggling or has information, we are here for you. We are here to help. This issue is bigger than any one of us, any one community organization. It is an issue that we collectively face nationwide. Our women, girls, and two-spirited relatives must be protected. And the Southern Chiefs Organization will continue to press for accountability, better resources, and stronger protections for our people. We must continue to advocate for them to ensure that we are safe and to ensure that justice is served. This is a call for action, not just from the police, but from every one of us who shares in that responsibility. We all need to be vigilant and continue to share information and work together to bring this Ikwe home to our family. And we will not rest until every one of our relatives is safe, accounted for, and honored. Miigwech Padame Edo, and thank you for the honor of being here with all of you. Miigwech.
Thank you, Grand Chief Daniels. And also as a thank you from Giganaway to the SCO team who sits as a member of our committee as well, and in particular to Anna Heward, who was a part of our DNA subcommittee that, again, learned a lot and is continuing to work together in partnership with the police. I'm now going to invite Amara Leclerc, who works at the Infinity Women's Secretariat, who has remarks on behalf of spokeswoman Anita Campbell, as well as possibly some remarks of her own. So, Amara Leclerc.
Good afternoon, my name is Amara Leclerc. I am the Family Support Coordinator at Infinity Women's Secretariat, a proud affiliate of the Manitoba Métis Federation, the national government of the Red River Métis people. Thank you for giving us a chance to speak today on behalf of Infinity Women's Secretariat and on behalf of Spokeswoman Campbell. Today we are all coming together to show support for Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe. We want to find her family, we want to get her home. So we are asking that citizens to help us reunite her to her family. She's not been yet connected to them, and somebody out there is missing her and may not even know that she is missing, because as a sad reality for people who are struggling, is sometimes we become estranged and we lose contact and we go a long time. And for some families that feels normal, but in this case it is not. It is important that we connect Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe to her family because, as many have said before, many families are affected by the national crisis of MMIWG2S+ and gender-based issues. No family should be left wondering or experiencing the complex sadness and sorrow and trauma of not knowing where their loved one is. We are asking that if anyone knows anything to please reach out to Winnipeg Police Missing Persons. Even small details can be a big thing. You never know what you know that somebody else doesn't. If anyone wants support in making these calls or even someone to talk to see if maybe it's something or maybe it's not and you don't know what is or isn't a clue, there's lots of people you can reach out to. As MKO was suggested, SCO was also suggested. You can also reach out to myself or my coworker, Ashlee Shingoose, at Infinity Women's Secretariat. We have a program there called the PK Way to Hin program. It is the Bring Me Home program that is designed to help families who are grieving, who have lost loved ones. We want to get the word out so that we can help people. And even if you're not Métis, if you're not one of our citizens, we're all related. We're all part of the same cause. We all want to help. So please connect whoever you feel comfortable with. There's lots of people who help. So with that, I want to say thank you. Miigwech ekose.
Thank you, Amara, who has also been working with our subgroup. And now I'd like to invite Amy Carrier, who is the Community Engagement Coordinator with Manitoba Kiwi Nawi Ogimaka Next team, to also bring remarks from MKO. Yes.
Hello. Good afternoon. My name is Amy Carrier. I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator with the MKO MMIWG unit. I just want to say thank you for the invitation to be able to come here and speak today. I think it's very important that we get information out to our networks and the people we work with in our communities, to be able to share this information to help her find her family, help her find her loved ones, so she can go home. I pray that somebody sees this and knows something and that they bring that information forward. She's been waiting a long time. Someone somewhere knows something, is missing her. Even if you don't think that information is significant, I would still encourage you to come forward, as you never know, that might be a clue to lead to something else or some more information. And I would really encourage, like I said, people to really pass the information along in your networks and get the information out there. We'll say that the MMIWG unit's primary function is to support individuals, families, and communities who are impacted by missing and murdered Indigenous women and girls, survivors of violence, and two-spirit and gender-diverse people. The unit's work is also focused on advocacy, building partnerships and relationships, promoting prevention and awareness of all forms of violence. We also provide culturally appropriate and trauma-informed care. And we have an elder on staff as well, if that's someone you would like to speak to regarding, cultural matters or information, things like that. If you would like to reach us, you can call our toll-free line at 1-800-750-7566 or by email at mmiwg.intake@mkonorth.com. We have wellness staff and supports available. If you would like to have someone to speak to, or if you don't feel well enough to be able to reach out directly, those are other ways to get a hold of us. We're also on Facebook. So there's many ways to reach out to us. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. And then we'd also like to call up Ashlee Knight, who works with the Medicine Bear Counseling Program with Unidentified here in Winnipeg.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ashlee Knight, and I am the coordinator of Medicine Bear Counseling, Supports, and Elder Services at Unidentified. Thank you all for coming and showing up for Bizhiki'ikwe. Medicine Bear Counseling and Supports offers services to all families impacted by MMIWG and R2S relatives who may be murdered or are missing. We offer advocacy, we offer engagement, we offer court supports, and we also offer grief counseling. Today we're here to discuss one of our toolkits that we use when our family members have gone missing. Here we have a toolkit that is available at all of our offices as well as on our website. This toolkit was created by our community members for community members. Inside of this toolkit, we will walk you through what you may need to do for your first 24 hours, the first 48 hours and afterward, and then what are the next steps. There are also places here that you can put important phone numbers, places that your loved one frequents, phone numbers that you need to remember, and people that you need to remember. When your loved one has gone missing, it is a very hard time for you. And so we've designed this toolkit to make the impact as less as possible. There are many different ways inside of this toolkit that we offer support with organization and documentation as well. To organizations, we have a responsibility to our community, to the communities that we work in, to always listen to our relatives, to hear their stories and to uplift their voices. To our community members, please continue loving each other and showing up for each other in this way, because this is how we get that hard work done. Miigwech.
Thank you so much to our community for being here and our other members of community that sit here recognizing Manitoba Moon Voices and the work that they do in this work for our community. There is something really significant about Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe. Oftentimes, as community, we are called on to carry the responsibility of all of our loved ones. And our family members have been doing this for the last 50 years, for sure. And which resulted in the national inquiry. And I can tell you, since the national inquiry has been released in 5 years now, 6 years, the number of women that have been murdered in Manitoba is astronomical. And in the last year, the majority of victims have been Indigenous women. While Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe has not been murdered, she is missing. She's missing to her family. So while we call on community, I'm also calling on the systems. I'm grateful for this opportunity to work with the police services to find her loved ones, but I'm calling on the Minister of Health. The significant part is this surgical scar. I know that there are protections in place, but I'm asking the Minister of Health to use her power to direct her health service to find Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe. This will help our community find closure. Far too often, systems work in silos. They have the answers, but they can't give us those answers. So community members search, and try to find closure on their own. This is an opportunity for these systems that say they believe in truth and reconciliation, that have processes in places to use those systems of reconciliation, for Manitoba Health to use that system of reconciliation to identify this loved one. Community will recognize this loved one by her tattoos, but more importantly, Manitoba Health has those answers, if she is from Manitoba. So let's bring her home. Let's bring Mashkode Bizhiki'ikwe home. Thank you for being here this afternoon.